In today's video, I'm going to give you a tour of my gaming setup. None of these monitors are expensive. I have two Idea display monitors. These are 4K 75 hertz. They're as cheap as you can get. Mounted to the wall, I have these very inexpensive monitor arms. So that's maybe $60 worth of monitor arms. And what I did is on the wall, I took a sheet of 1/4-inch plywood and nailed it to that wall. The beauty of this is if I need to mount something like a camera on the wall or a monitor arm, whatever, I screw it into the wall and it's solid. This final monitor is a very cheap Scepter monitor. This is 1080p, but it's running at 100 hertz. As far as my PC goes, so this is a full AMD build right here. 16 core AMD processor with a, it's that Red Dragon AMD graphics card. I think it's fairly equal to like a 3090 from NVIDIA. If I were to rebuild this again, I would not go with AMD, at least for the graphics card. I would go with NVIDIA. This entire stream setup, I already had this setup. I had these two monitors, the keyboards, the mouses, and all that shit, and of course the PC. And I had all that stuff because I run a software company. I would use it along with OBS to record software tutorials or walkthroughs. So a lot of this shit I already had. I'm just now repurposing it to also work as a game streaming setup. Most of the games I'm playing are actually coming directly out of the Switch, so I don't even really need to use the PC for games unless I'm playing Once Human or something like that. My webcam is the Elgato MK2. I just recently got that, but before I had that, I was using this camera that I'm filming on right now, which is the Sony ZV-1. I was using this as my main webcam for the software tutorials. I just wanted something dedicated. Instead of buying a Streamdeck, I've repurposed my iPad as my Streamdeck. And I actually think this is a better option, especially if you just have some raggedy-ass old iPhone or an old iPad laying around. This software, you can buy a lifetime pass for, I don't remember if it was 20 or 40 bucks or something, but you have way more button options. Basically, you have infinity buttons with this thing. And it's, you can just repurpose something and you'll get the exact same effect as a real Stream Deck. As far as my mic, I'm using the mic on my headset. I just applied some very minimal audio filters to this Logitech very basic headset. I think this thing was like 50 bucks. And again, I use this mainly for phone support for my software business, but the mic sounds really good. I just got this. And now, of course you don't need this for gaming, but my main interest as far as games goes are side-scrolling beat-em-up games. And I get bored a lot of the times playing on a controller. This is a much more visceral experience to me. Now, as far as which arcade stick I went with, I got the Mayflash F500 Elite. The reason I went with the Elite is I just did a bunch of research. I'm new to all of this, but I liked it because it kind of has that retro box feel. Everybody said it was very well made, which it is. It's heavy. It's got a metal plate on the bottom. This thing is solid, and apparently all of these switches and the actual stick itself are premium components. Now what that means exactly, I don't know, but this seemed, just from an outsider's or a newbie's perspective, to be the best value for the money. So I got it, and so far I'm loving it, especially playing Shredder's Revenge on this thing. It's awesome. My keyboard is just this piece of shit. I think, what brand is this? Mac G. I have always preferred a trackball, especially just when it comes to daily, shit, like doing emails or just browsing the internet and whatnot. I prefer this. They're way more comfortable on your hands, and I feel like they're better for your hands overall, as opposed to a mouse. But I do have this mouse, which is the Red Dragon 16,000 DPI. I don't know if this is any good or not, but I find it to be sort of uncomfortable the way you have to hold it. So I really don't like playing first-person shooters with a mouse, but I've been working on it. So this desk, it's a very large desk. It takes up this entire section. I don't think you can tell in the video how big it is. I made this out of 1/4-inch plywood and a 2x4. And then I just sanded the shit out of the plywood. It's very cheap plywood. sanded it, used some wood filler on it to try to smooth it out a little bit, sanded it again, and then I painted it with a black epoxy paint, so it's really hard. It's like hard plastic. I'm considering, I like the black, but I'm considering painting the entire desk green to aid in the green screen of the green screen effect. Because I like to show my desk in the stream, and so right now I'm using this mat, or this pad, but I might just paint the entire desk. I can't decide yet. This is a dumpster chair. I've had this thing for a long time. It was like a hand-me-down. It is nice though because it has a mesh back, but this seat pad is non-existent, so it destroys my tailbone after long periods of sitting on it. It's fine for 2 or 3 hours. After that, it hurts. And behind me, this is my very chintzy green screen setup. This was a test to see if I liked the green screen look, you know, and I do. I feel like it gives you the most flexibility on stream in terms of making interesting looking scenes and things like that. So I am going to be redoing this and putting up a solid wall. This is a bigger room. It goes back deeper, but I'm going to put a solid wall here and I'm going to paint it with green paint. And at that time I may also paint this here desk right here. This controller, I also have Xbox controllers, but I bought this because it's like, you know, it's got the different thumbstick heights on it, and it also comes with bumpers. This thing was fairly affordable compared to comparable controllers that have like the rear bumpers and all that. Way cheaper than like an Xbox Elite controller or a PlayStation Elite SCUF controller. That thing is way cheaper, so I got that. I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, these lights. I have 6 of these LED tube lights. These ones on the wall have color filters on them to make them look like neon. This was a very cheap setup. You can get a pack of 6 of these lights for, I think it's 30 bucks off Amazon. And then you can get these color filters in whatever color you want. Like a pack of 12 of them is like 15 bucks on Amazon. It's been a while since I purchased them. They might be a little more expensive now, but you can get this neon looking setup for very cheap. You can see I have like red neon lighting this side, and then I have blue neon lighting this side, and then I have like the key light here at the top. I'm pretty happy with it. I've been experimenting with the lighting setup, so this will probably change in the future, but for now it works. I'm not going to be streaming on Twitch. I'm exclusively going to be streaming on YouTube. I haven't completely decided if I'm going to go Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, or if I'm just going to stream on the weekends. It's a little difficult on the weekdays because I will sometimes have to take business calls during my stream, which isn't that big of a deal. But I can't decide yet. I'm experimenting. But either way, if you're into the side-scrolling beat-em-ups, some retro games, roguelites, and some RPG like survival games, so if you're into that sort of thing, you can subscribe to the channel. I will be uploading regularly soon. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for giving me a shot at being your next favorite live streamer. Slasher Basher. We'll see you next time.